Jimi Hendrix was born in Seattle, but his music was born in the Mississippi Delta. The blues was his first language. It was the sound of his childhood. Hendrix absorbed the blues from his grandmother's record player. He heard the pain, the joy, and the raw emotion in every note. Even as a young boy, Hendrix was drawn to the guitar. He would mimic the sounds he heard on those old blues records. He learned to bend the strings and make the guitar sing. Hendrix's early years were filled with hardship, but the blues provided him with solace and an outlet for his feelings. Hendrix carried the blues with him throughout his life. It was the foundation of his music. He took the raw passion of the Delta blues and electrified it. Hendrix created something new and exciting while staying true to the genre's roots. Hendrix's music resonated with a generation. He became a global icon, but he never forgot where he came from. Hendrix's music was a testament to the enduring power of the blues. It was a gift from a true master of the form. Jimi Hendrix didn't just play the blues, he lived and breathed it. His influences were the titans of the genre Muddy Waters, B.B. King, Robert Johnson and Howlin Wolf. These legends weren't just names on old records to Hendrix. They were his teachers, his guiding lights. He absorbed their music like a sponge, studying their phrasing, their techniques and their raw emotion. Muddy Waters' raw power and gritty vocals resonated deeply with Hendrix. You can hear Waters' influence in Hendrix's aggressive guitar work. B.B. King's mastery of string bending and vibrato had a profound impact on Hendrix's style. He learned to make the guitar sing with the same soulful voice as King. Robert Johnson's haunting slide guitar and mythical lyrics found their way into Hendrix's darker, more experimental pieces. Howlin Wolf's intense vocals and powerful stage presence inspired Hendrix's own electrifying performances. Hendrix took these influences and made them his own. He blended their styles with his unique vision, creating a sound that was both familiar and groundbreaking. His music paid homage to his heroes, while pushing the boundaries of what the blues could be. Jimi Hendrix's guitar was an extension of himself. It was more than just an instrument, it was a voice, a means of communication that transcended words. When Hendrix played, it was as if he was speaking directly to the soul of his audience. Through it, he spoke the language of the blues with a fluency that was both electrifying and deeply moving. Each note he played carried a weight of emotion, a story that resonated with anyone who listened. His guitar sang, cried and laughed, telling tales of joy and sorrow. His playing was raw, passionate and full of feeling. It was as if he poured his entire being into every performance, leaving nothing behind. The intensity of his music was palpable, and it drew listeners in, making them feel every nuance of his expression. He wrung every ounce of emotion from his instrument, bending notes, using feedback, and creating a sonic landscape that was both innovative and deeply rooted in tradition. Hendrix's ability to blend the old with the new was unparalleled, and it set him apart as a true pioneer of the blues. Hendrix's use of the wah-wah pedal added a whole new dimension to the blues guitar. This tool allowed him to explore new sonic territories, giving his music a unique voice that was instantly recognizable. The wah-wah pedal became an extension of his expressive capabilities. It allowed him to mimic the human voice, creating cries, wails and whispers that were both haunting and beautiful. These sounds added a layer of depth to his music, making it feel alive and breathing. The wah-wah pedal was not just an effect, it was a crucial part of his musical identity. The blues is all about bending the notes, and Hendrix took this to the extreme. His note bends were not just technical feats, they were emotional expressions. Each bend conveyed a feeling, a moment of tension and release that spoke directly to the heart. His vibrato was intense and soulful, adding depth and feeling to every note. This technique gave his music a singing quality, making his guitar lines feel like vocal melodies. Hendrix's vibrato was a signature element of his style, one that added a unique flavor to his sound. Hendrix wasn't afraid to experiment and push the boundaries of what the guitar could do. He was a fearless innovator, always looking for new ways to express himself. His willingness to take risks led to some of the most groundbreaking music of his time. He used feedback and distortion to create textures and sounds that had never been heard before. These elements added a raw, edgy quality to his music, making it feel both powerful and unpredictable. Hendrix's use of feedback and distortion was revolutionary, changing the way people thought about the electric guitar. But for all his innovation, Hendrix never lost sight of the heart of the blues. He understood that at its core, the blues was about emotion and storytelling. No matter how far he pushed the boundaries, he always stayed true to the essence of the blues. His playing was always infused with soul, passion, and a deep understanding of the tradition he was building upon. Hendrix's music was a bridge between the past and the future, honoring the roots of the blues while paving the way for new possibilities. His legacy continues to inspire musicians and listeners alike, reminding us of the power of music to connect, move, and transform. Section 4, Red House and Voodoo Child Blues Reincarnation. To truly understand Jimi Hendrix's connection to the blues, one needs to look no further than his music. His work is a testament to his deep roots in the genre and his ability to transform it into something uniquely his own. Tracks like Red House and Voodoo Child, Slight Return are prime examples of his ability to infuse traditional blues structures with his own psychedelic flair. These songs are not just covers or imitations, they are reinventions that push the boundaries of what blues music can be. Red House is a slow, burning blues ballad that showcases Hendrix's mastery of the genre's conventions. The song is a journey through the emotional landscape of the blues, with every note and chord resonating with a deep sense of longing and melancholy. His vocals are raw and full of emotion, while his guitar playing is both fiery and soulful. Hendrix's ability to convey such intense emotion through his music is what sets him apart from other musicians of his time. The song's structure, lyrics, and overall feel are deeply rooted in the blues, paying homage to the masters who came before him. Hendrix's respect for the genre is evident in every note he plays, and his ability to blend traditional blues with his own unique style is nothing short of genius. Voodoo Child, Slight Return, on the other hand, takes the blues on a psychedelic journey. The song is a perfect example of how Hendrix was able to take the traditional elements of the blues and transform them into something entirely new and exciting. The song's iconic riff is both hypnotic and driving, while Hendrix's guitar solos are full of feedback and distortion, pushing the boundaries of what the blues could be. His innovative use of guitar effects and techniques created a sound that was entirely his own. Yet, even with its psychedelic elements, Voodoo Child retains a bluesy core. The song's foundation is built on the traditional blues structure, but Hendrix's unique approach takes it to new heights. The call and response between Hendrix's vocals and guitar is a classic blues technique, and the song's overall structure remains true to its roots. This interplay between voice and instrument is a hallmark of the blues, and Hendrix's ability to execute it so flawlessly is a testament to his skill as a musician. These two songs, though different in style and execution, perfectly illustrate Hendrix's ability to both honor and reinvent the blues. His music is a bridge between the past and the future of the genre, showing that the blues is not a static form, but a living, evolving art form that continues to inspire and captivate audiences around the world. Section 5. Electrifying the blues, Hendrix's impact on rock. Jimi Hendrix didn't just play the blues. He injected its raw energy into the heart of rock and roll, forever changing its DNA. His unique style and innovative techniques brought a new dimension to the genre, blending the soulful depth of the blues with the rebellious spirit of rock. His influence on bands like Led Zeppelin, Cream, and many others was profound. These bands, already on the path to greatness, found new inspiration in Hendrix's groundbreaking approach. The Rolling Stones, with their raw energy and charismatic performances, were also undeniably influenced by Hendrix's style. His ability to merge different musical elements resonated deeply with them. These bands, giants of the burgeoning hard rock scene, embraced Hendrix's blues-infused style. They saw in him a way to push their own boundaries, to explore new sonic territories. They incorporated his heavy riffs, soaring solos, and use of feedback into their music. Hendrix's mastery of the guitar was not just about technical skill. It was about emotion, expression, and breaking the mold. Hendrix's impact wasn't limited to just guitarists. His innovative use of the studio as an instrument opened up new possibilities for music production. His innovative use of the studio as an instrument, creating soundscapes and textures that had never been heard before, was revolutionary. He treated the studio as a canvas painting with sound. Creating soundscapes and textures that had never been heard before, he influenced generations of producers and musicians. His work in the studio was as groundbreaking as his live performances. Influenced generations of producers and musicians. They learned from Hendrix that the studio was not just a place to record, but a place to innovate and experiment. Hendrix's influence transcended musical boundaries. His electrifying performances, his flamboyant style, and his willingness to push the boundaries of what was acceptable on stage made him a true icon. And his willingness to push the boundaries of what was acceptable on stage helped redefine the role of the rock star. He showed that being a rock star was about more than just music. It was about presence, charisma, and daring to be different. Helped redefine the role of the rock star. Hendrix's stage antics, like playing the guitar with his teeth, became legendary, setting a new standard for live performances. Hendrix showed the world that the blues wasn't just a genre. It was a feeling, an attitude, and a way of life that could be expressed through the power of rock and roll. He brought the emotional depth of the blues to a wider audience, and a way of life that could be expressed through the power of rock and roll. His music spoke to the soul, connecting with audiences on a deeply emotional level. He built a bridge between the past and the future, ensuring that the blues would continue to inspire and influence generations to come. His legacy is a testament to the enduring power of music to transcend time and genre, ensuring that the blues would continue to inspire and influence generations to come. Young musicians today still look to Hendrix as a source of inspiration, carrying forward his innovative spirit and passion for music.